Please note, for maximum picture quality, it may be necessary to adjust the tracking control on your VCR.
I'm having a good time. Not.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Whoa!
Hey.
What is going on, my fellow movie nerds and geeks alike? We are live from our couch today. It was pretty much the only way I could get Vicky to do it.
It's not true. I don't really have a choice. But you do get to see some of my Seinfeld collection behind us.
Yes.
I don't know how much of me you can hear because I'm used to being like up against the mic.
Yeah, this is just like kind of an Ask Us Anything. I really doubt we're going to have many people tuning in because it is Mother's Day and we already went and visited Vicky's mother earlier. Next week, we have my family along with another convention. So we wanted to kind of get one of these videos out of the way. Moving forward with the channel, we were going to do like the haul videos or all the stuff we bought videos as like lives, just as a means of like having Vicky being included. And just because editing those videos seems kind of like unnecessary in my opinion. And I always find myself feel like I'm wasting my time in some way, but
I also think it'll be more helpful to you guys as viewers to ask Bill in a live chat about certain specs and whatnot in the movies that he bought. If you're curious about getting any of them.
Yeah. And another thing about that, like the specs thing, I am so not a specs guy, like deep down.
But
like,
in terms of like the quality of
oh,
it,
yeah,
versus,
yeah.
like in terms of upgrading, what have you, I just think it'll be easier than like leaving a comment and maybe he'll see it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Granted, if you watch this later, he will see it sooner than 2 days, but sometimes we just don't get notified of the comments. So.
Yeah. But even just like going off that, there's so many of these like silly, like physical media channels that like, I know for sure they definitely don't have like, you know, super OLED TVs or like sound systems. And they're out here like giving like numbered scores of like the way the picture looks and the way the sound is. And I'm always just like, my man, come on. But anyway, it's still, oh, hey. What up, Uzi? Thank you for stopping in, even if just for a second.
We love you, bud.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not an expert on like the specs or like the bit rate of like the video or anything like that, or the audio myself, but I can be a good judge of being like, well, me and her looking at one another when we're watching like a 4K or something and being like, whoa, this like really does look good. So like,
or this is the same as the Blu-ray.
Yeah, there's so many channels that do that kind of thing. So like, if that's what you're looking for in terms of like picture quality or audio quality, we're not it. We're just buying movies because we like the movies or like for collecting kind of purposes. I'm not going to claim to be some expert on like quality or anything like that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into like some of the crap we bought just because there's a lot for some reason. And I didn't realize until I was like looking at my notes app and I was just like, holy shit, dude. Like, where did all this come from? Lots of sales and just like new releases that like were coming out that I had pre-ordered and completely forgot about. So anyway, I'll start with something that I already did a review on movie-wise, and that is Short Night of Glass Dolls. I opted for this 88 Films version because quite simply, I love what Celluloid Dreams is doing, like what they did with The Case of the Bloody Iris, and their release for this looked beautiful. For me, it was totally an aesthetic thing. Their release came with a blue case, despite it being
that
4K.
You won't see when it's on your shelf. But
anyway, but yeah, this is a beautiful release. Obviously, comes with the 4K, multiple discs, a poster, a booklet, so you can learn all about the film. But I won't go into too many specifics, just because I did a whole video on like the Aldo Lotto Giallo film, so you could go back into the channel and check that out. But yeah, this is fucking gorgeous, man. And a great Giallo film. Like, it's definitely one I was kind of unaware of until I heard this was coming out. But I'm so glad I did now because, like, aesthetically, it's so gorgeous. Like, we were watching it, like, wow, like, that was different.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't normally enjoy the Giallos we watch, but
it's just sometimes they all kind of, like,
they blend together.
at
My
times.
brain clumps them together in a portion of my mind, and some of them stick out, and this is definitely one of them.
But yeah, let me know if you got, like, this one or the Celluloid Dreams ones. Either one looked gorgeous. I opted for this one. So, yeah. All right.
And just to be clear, this is Bill's haul. Like he just said, we're going to...
Oh, see? I'm not alone. Yes. I thought it was really weird, and it threw me through a fucking loop, man.
You had the option between two.
I mean, I could have...
whatever.
You also could just buy a black 4K case, but I was just like,
but like he said, next week we're going to HorrorCon in Atlantic City, and it's mostly autographs he wants to get.
I'm actually finishing off. I did a video a long time ago about the Machete, which is like literally signed by almost every single person who was Jason Voorhees in the Friday the 13th series. I'm literally missing one person aside from like the people who maybe played the character just for like a couple seconds. But we're going to meet Dick Whean from part 5 and Doug Tate, who was Jason at the end of Freddy vs. Jason when he walks out holding Freddy's head. So I'm really excited about it, but it's definitely like a convention more geared towards me than people
in terms of the autographs. So like Chiller, I went like convulsive over meeting Lee Torgerson and Seth Gilliam from Oz and the Wire, but this is his turn. So now I'm still going to bring cash so that I could potentially buy movies. Who knows?
Yeah.
The next in this stack that Bill divided for me to go over, he watched this one day when I was at work, and he loved it so much that when I got home, he insisted on watching it again so that I could see it. And he found it yesterday.
Yeah, we went to our like normal little tiny small like resale record shop called Tunes in Hoboken because they just got like a huge re-up of movies and stuff, which by the way, if you're looking for like out of print Scream Factory stuff, they got like a shit ton in. Granted, I have most of the releases, so like I didn't buy any of it, but hey, if you're in Hoboken and you like buying physical media or are aching for a certain Scream Factory release with a slipcover, I know that's a big thing. Hell, I even bought Demon Knight again just because it had a slipcover. But there is a ton of it. But we found this, Brooklyn's Finest by Antoine Fuqua.
Loved it again.
It's so good, dude.
By the second scene, I was like, this is the movie. By the way, this is definitely the movie. I remembered it.
Yeah, it's just essentially 3 different stories about cops.
Intertwined.
Like, yeah, they're all like kind of struggling with different things being a police officer. One guy's retiring, one guy's crooked as shit. The one guy's been undercover for years. But it's just fascinating and really, really well done. It would make a perfect pairing alongside Training Day because Ethan Hawke's even in this one too. But
and if you're
awesome.
a fan of The Wire like I am, there's some casting from The Wire in it.
Lots,
so
as we were watching it, like, because when I bought it, it was like $2. So I was like, oh my God, I think this is that movie I fucking loved like a decade ago that we watched. And it was, because as we were watching, I was like, yep, this is it. There's Wesley Snipes. There's, Michael K. Williams, like so many people. But great one. And no one really talks about it. If you're into like police drama, thrillers, like this is... I have seen very few that like compare to how tense this one is. So,
and it has, again, if you're a fan of The Wire, you might really enjoy this movie too, because it has both angles of that, the crime and the cops.
Yeah.
So it's a nice, like,
who doesn't love a fucking dirty cop movie, man?
Yeah.
They're so much fun. Oh yeah. Another one. I'm just going to show this. So like if PrudeTube takes this video down, I'm sorry. But Murder Rock, I don't want to talk too much on it because I did a whole video on this one as well, like just like I did with Short Night at Glass Dolls. But the Vinegar Syndrome one I pre-ordered, obviously I won't show it too much because of the boobage on the top. But this movie's a lot of fun, especially if you're into like Flashdance or like just like cheesy 80s movies. This one throws in the Giallo, of course, and soundtrack's crazy. It's a lot of fun. Check out our review if you want like a deep dive or anything like that. Booklet, again, it's like, dude, I could talk like so much shit on Vinegar Syndrome based on like their pricing and all that stuff, but like
it's for a reason.
it's like if you really love a movie and they got a hold of it, you know damn well you're gonna get like quality shit, and this is no different. So Murder Rock, I know a lot of people are kind of indifferent on it. It's very bloodless, not bloodless, but for Fulci it is. And but yeah, man, I love Fulci, and I enjoyed Murder Rock for what it was. As far as Giallo go, it's kind of like in the middle.
I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, Vicky was just kind of like, oh,
I was
very
ambivalent,
annoyed.
yeah.
But all right, what do we got next?
All right, I loved this one.
This is kind of funny. Oh, what up, Johnny Har? How's it going, man? I think I make eye contact with you at every convention we go to, and I'm just like, is that guy who makes all the convention videos? But anyway, thanks for popping in, dude. Yeah, got Shocker on 4K. Ironically, I only owned this on VHS. I never bought like a DVD or a Blu-ray of it. And for whatever reason, anytime I would revisit it or watch it, I would watch it alone without Vicky. So when I got this 4K during that recent like Scream Factory sale, I was really excited to show it to her because I was very curious if she would even like it. And anyway,
I loved it.
It's fucking awesome. Wes Craven, Mitch Pileggi from the X-Files, of course, which, you know, we love that.
It's insane. It is absolutely
a serial killer who is murdering entire families, and they execute him, electrocute him, and then he starts jumping through like the electrical sockets, through the TV fuzz. It's so fun.
People's bodies. It's it's so much to take in. It is unhinged.
Pretty much. And Mitch Pileggi, I wish he got to do more like kind of like zany, like out of control characters. Like, because he's obviously like Skinner from the X-Files, which is awesome. And if you're a fan of like Sons of Anarchy, he plays like that like Aryan race meth cook.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but he's not like...
He's a bit character. Like, it's very easy to forget that he was even in the show.
Yeah, and he's not like totally unhinged like he is in Shocker.
Yeah, Shocker, he was fantastic.
It's just essentially like... It really is like Nightmare on Elm Street, just like with like a guy who, instead of haunting your dreams, is like jumping through your electrical sockets. It's fucking awesome, man. And this 4K, by the way, I haven't really been talking about the transfers or anything, so forgive me. But this looks awesome, so I was really happy with that.
And granted, I have nothing to compare it to, but
yeah,
fantastic.
First viewing, she really loved it. Oh, yo, what's up? What's going on? We will. Are you going to be at the next NJ HorrorCon next week? I know it's like been crazy lately, so like we've even been kind of like picking and choosing, but I think like we're going to take a break after this next Atlantic City one.
For the love of God, Bill, please.
I mean, I've just been spending so much money.
A break.
Have we seen Sarah Pang? Oh, Serpent in the Rainbow. Yes. I like Serpent in the Rainbow. I like Bill Pullman a lot.
I only saw it one time with you.
Yeah, I have never upgraded that one from DVD either. Maybe one day. I'll have to revisit it. I'm not really sure how I feel on it, like in my older age these days, but I liked it a little bit, but I'm kind of indifferent on like the voodoo movie kind of stuff. But
I remember trying to watch a movie similar in tone to it because I couldn't access Serpent in the Rainbow. Streaming wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
And I watched something else that I was really disappointed in, and I lost interest in trying to seek out
like another voodoo movie.
Yes, and
we watched that Tales from the Crypt
it may
voodoo
have been
ritual.
That. Yes, it had to have been
around that time,
and because I was like, this was suggested by Google before it is what it is now.
Yeah, there is that good James Bond movie that has the voodoo element. I forget which one it is. The Living Daylights, maybe. I can't remember, but
I don't
really
remember
like
the
that.
individual names of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they all blend together too. Oh, cool, Johnny. We'll say hi if we see you, man. We'll be there probably early Saturday at the most, just
like
a few
at
hours.
opening.
Yeah. All right, next up, I feel like everyone in the world picked these things up. Jason Goes to Hell 4K from Arrow. This one looked fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it looked great.
I know like everyone's like kind of like, oh, I don't want to upgrade everything. I have the Scream Factory box set. I love Friday the 13th, and if they put something out, I'm buying it. It's pretty much as simple as that. I don't give a fuck if it doesn't look like super crazy better. But it was fun revisiting this one because this is definitely the one we probably like the least out of all of them. But we had a great time watching this one because it was just kind of like, we aren't marathoning them, you know what I mean? Like, we were just like, we're watching Jason Goes to Hell, and we just took it for what it was, and I loved it. As much as it's just like a ripoff of The Hidden, I enjoyed it, and the quality is just fucking stellar on this, which, coming from Blu-ray, I didn't expect much, but it was awesome. Jason Goes to Hell, still probably my least favorite of all of the films, but I don't dislike any of them.
I liked it the most out of
the most you've ever liked it?
Yeah, I've probably seen it tops 5 times in the past 11 years. Because I didn't see it.
We certainly have watched it maybe together 3 times, which is like...
Okay, so 3 times then, and this time was the most I've enjoyed.
Which is nothing in comparison to how many times we've watched like the final chapter or like the original or part 6. Like,
on average, at least minimum once a year.
At a minimum.
Yeah,
if
that's
not
what I mean.
Like multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is awesome. And I love how Arrow Video, I think it's the guy who does the art for this is Ghoulish Gary. How all of the covers he's been doing for the re-releases have this like split in half kind of look to them. I know some people didn't really like it. I love uniformity, and the fact that everyone he's done so far has this look, fucking beautiful. All right, and same vein.
Shocker.
Yeah, Jason X. Another one, same as Jason Goes to Hell. One of the lesser of the series, of course, but we love Jason X.
I love Jason X. That was the first one that I was so not into that I came around to pretty quick.
Once you accept it for being as campy as it is, it's so much fun, man.
Yeah.
This doesn't take itself seriously. You could tell everyone involved in the movie was having a fucking great time. And again, with the cover, love that it's the same uniform look as the remake, Jason Goes to Hell, and now this one. But with this one, I did notice that I noticed absolutely zero upgrade as far as picture quality was concerned. But not like I said before, I don't care. This is awesome, and I will buy anything Friday the 13th. So, yeah. Obviously got this one. If I got Jason Goes to Hell, gotta have them all. What else? Oh, yeah. This is a random one. I saw this one pop up used on Orbit, which I always am frequenting the Orbit DVD website, which you should be too. Their used section is awesome. You know, we love the X-Files. I only had I Want to Believe on Blu-ray. I only had Fight the Future on DVD. And since this is 20th Century Fox, they never release anything. So I figured, why not pick this one up while I had the chance? I really love Fight the Future. I think it's a beautiful representation of what the entire X-Files show is. Whereas I Want to Believe is kind of more of just like an elongated episode. But love the X-Files. Happy to finally own these on HD rather than just DVD. And yeah, the best part about it is we have like the Blu-ray box set and there's slots to just slide this right in there, which is awesome. But yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to meet a good old lady who gets her face smashed in the liquid nitrogen. Nice. I haven't really dove too deep into meeting all like the victims or like other people from the Friday the 13th, just a select few. She's a good one, though. I mean, talk about being like top 3 kills in the franchise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
So, yeah. What else we got? Oh, yeah.
The Simpsons movie.
Again, another one. It's just... I had it on DVD. This is essentially like... I was telling Vicky because she was like, have I ever watched the Simpsons movie?
No, I did not. I told you I've watched the Simpsons movie
more than the show?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't grow up with the show. My parents weren't. I mean,
I was the opposite.
I didn't really allow anyone in my family to be TV watchers because we had one TV and I was always in front of it. But the Simpsons weren't really on my radar. I didn't start watching it until I got older.
And then we binge watched all of them for like a year straight at one time.
Of course we did. That's just what we do. But I watched this movie so many times. And the irony in that was so long ago now. What year was this?
I feel like it was like 2006, 7, something like that. It was pretty late considering The Simpsons have been on the air for like 35 years.
Well, I guess this Blu-ray was made in 2024 because that's what the back of this
No
says.
Shit.
Hold on. Well, the only thing I remember very vividly from this movie is Spider Pig. Spider Pig, Spider Pig.
Yeah, wow.
And there's a picture of it.
This is 20th Century Fox, and it was made last year. But anyway, I had it on DVD, wanted to upgrade it to HD, because cartoons actually kind of look really good in high def for some reason. It's essentially Stephen King's Under the Dome, but The Simpsons.
And I read Under the Dome during Hurricane Sandy, ironically.
Really? Like that whole fucking thing?
In 3 days, I had no power. I had nothing to do. I read it was 1,500 pages, so 500 pages a day. What was I going to do? And I couldn't use my phone because we were charging our phones at Walgreens.
Monster Mall is awesome, by the way. I got an out of print, like big release, I think, of Tenebrae from them because it was the only place to get it because I couldn't find it anywhere. But yes, very good. Diabolic's the other big, awesome one. So. What else did I get? I'll just talk about these together.
Yeah, you're on your own.
So I picked up VHS Viral and VHS Beyond. VHS Viral is the third one of the VHS movies. I hated this when it first came out. There's one of the segments in this is like is skateboarding related, and it's so cheesy, and obviously whoever was involved in making it has never like. I don't know how to put it. That's not what skateboarding's like anyway. But I wanted to complete the series, so like I couldn't have a missing one. This is where like my stupid collector completionist mind comes in, which I hate that I have it. But VHS Viral, I am looking forward to revisiting it and seeing if like my mind has changed at all. But we'll see.
When he unpacked it, I said, "Why did you get this?"
But I liked VHS Beyond. It's the one that's like very like alien oriented. There's a segment in this one where like people are going skydiving and they land in like an orange orchard and these aliens are just like taking them out one by one. It is unbelievable. And Mike Flanagan's wife made that one. What's her name?
Kate Seagal.
Kate Seagal.
Seagal.
Something like that.
Seagal. Katie Seagal is Gemma.
Yeah. And Justin Long has a segment in this one, which doesn't really fit because it's supposed to be all aliens and theirs is like people being turned into dogs.
I just love Justin Long.
Yeah, how could you not? Yeah, but I really like this one, and I haven't watched it since it released on Shudder like last year. So looking forward to checking this one out again too.
It was the first one I even half enjoyed in years. So
yeah, past few before that one were kind of meh.
I miss the old VHS. I'm one of those.
Oh, dude, we loved Intruder. We absolutely love Intruder. I did a video. God, it had to be like a month and a half ago talking about my top 10 favorite 80s slasher films, and that was on the list. Yeah, absolutely love Intruder. Kills and stuff in that are just fantastic. All right.
And this next up, I was finally able to take it off of our to-be watch list where we watched it initially because Bill finally got his hands on it.
Evil Tunes, man. Major shout out to Red Letter Media. The only reason I know this movie exists is because of Red Letter Media.
And them roasting it. So
but like in a good way.
I have to see this.
Sometimes they make fun of movies in such a way that I'm like, well, yeah, it is corny, but holy shit, does that look like a fun ass time? And that
Titties and tunes.
Yes, there's so much unnecessary gratuitous nudity in Evil Tunes. And it's just like, yeah, this like cartoon character is just possessing and killing people. You obviously have what's his name, David Carradine, who ironically in this movie dies in this movie, at least at first, from hanging. And if you know what happened to him in real life with the autoerotic
asphyxiation,
like kind of dark foreshadowing. But yeah, man, this is so corny. It's made by Fred Olin Ray, who has always got movies with such insane amounts of nudity and stuff. Like there is so much unnecessary booby stuff in
That's
here.
right. Wasn't most of his filmography like
softcore porn horror movies?
Yeah, like Skinamax,
which is exactly what this is. But if you're into like cheesy 80s schlock, this is so much fun. So yes, thanks Red Letter Media for like pointing this one out because I never would have knew it existed. But yeah, I finally pulled the trigger on this because it's been sitting in my Amazon cart for like 2 years at this point. Great movie. If you like cheese, it's definitely one for you.
Bill bought it, so you don't have to, but you can watch it on Tubi.
What else? Oh yeah, there was like I said, there was like a huge Shout Factory, Scream Factory sale on Amazon over like the past week and a half. Now, I know this one has a 4K, but I'm not like the hugest fan of Bubba Hotep. I like it fine. Love Don Coscarelli. Phantasm's probably my favorite movie of all time. This one has Bruce Campbell, who's playing essentially Elvis, who has kind of been in hiding, but he ends up going into an old folks home and no one believes that he's Elvis. And then Ossie Davis is JFK, but no one thinks he's JFK. But and a mummy starts coming around and like sucking the souls out of all these poor old people at this old folks home. It's corny, cheesy. I only had it on DVD. I haven't watched this in years, but now that I picked up the Blu-ray, I'm happy to revisit it. And yeah, Bubba Hotep. I don't really have much to say about it because I think it's kind of like fine at best, but there you go.
I don't have a lot to offer on this one.
Tango and Cash,
Buddy
baby.
cop movie.
Buddy cop classic starring fucking Kurt Russell, Sylvester Stallone. Again, it was another one that I only had on DVD for whatever reason, some old snapper case DVD. I just remember it being like, this could be the best movie ever. And then even when I saw it as a kid thinking like, man, it seemed like a lot of wasted potential. But I did like seeing like Stallone play like the suited, nice, goody cop alongside like Kurt Russell's like rugged, like wearing like denim all and like cowboy boots, like kind of police. But I don't know. I always thought it could have been better, but now that I bought this on Blu-ray, I guarantee you some fucking like Vinegar Syndrome is going to come out with some amazing release for it. But honestly, I think the movie's kind of just okay. So I'm fine with just having it on Blu-ray. But anyway, Tango and Cash seems like it's going to be great, but it's just kind of okay. What else? Love this one. Another one that finally was super cheap that I only had on DVD. Attack the Block. This one has John Boyega from the new Star Wars trilogy, if you remember. It's very British. It involves like these aliens that are coming down and they're kind of like iridescent, like they glow. But yeah, it just like starts attacking the block, as they would say. And it's a lot of fun, very cheesy, but I always really liked this one and I only had it on DVD for the longest time. I don't think a lot of people really talk about this movie.
Did I ever watch it?
Yeah, I think the last time actually I put it on, you went to sleep. You like took a nap, and I was like, "Oh, that's fine. I whatever." But yeah, it's cool. It's like his group of friends are kind of like, you know, going down the wrong path, like robbing people, just doing bad shit. And these aliens start like overtaking this apartment complex, or a flat, as they would call it in England. A lot of fun. Definitely check out Attack the Block, especially if you haven't seen it. It's great British horror. And if you like alien invasion movies, this is definitely one that should be in the conversation. Hell yeah, dude. So underrated. Didn't feel like it.
I want to go because I want to go to Baltimore other than driving through it.
You wanted to go to meet Vincent D'Onofrio.
I even said last night while we were watching Brooklyn's Finest, because he's in the opening scene, I was like, I am just so grateful for my bank account because the stress I'd be under and trying to decide what to have him sign, I'd end up having to get multiple.
Oh, it'd have to be Full Metal Jacket.
That would be number one, but I'd need multiple, and he charges too much as expected. But I would waste my money just being stunned and staring at him while he signs stuff.
Honestly, it just came down to like, we've just been like kind of picking and choosing, and we've been going to
all of them
way more than usual. So we just kind of like pump the brakes and we'll be like, oh, we went to the one in Cherry Hill, so we'll like cool it on the Baltimore one. But
on average, we've been going to like 3 a year. We've already gone to 3 this year, and it's only May.
Yeah, it's a lot for us. We don't go to every single one, so.
Well, now that I'm working full time for the first time in years too, so it's like, well, now that I have money, we've been going to more and weekends off with you.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, we got to pump the brakes.
Yeah, and also like a lot of like the, at least from what I saw, a lot of the guest lists at the Baltimore show is all people we've like seen before, aside from D'Onofrio, of course, which we were really hyped on. But hopefully he keeps coming around, especially now that he's like back in the mix with like Daredevil and shit. I'm sure he'll be back at more like con type shit, but.
I expect to be disappointed by his personality. I can sense it even from far
I mean,
away.
he's like a real-time actor, so I feel like he'll be kind of cold.
But I've heard enough about his personality, not in terms of like conventions or anything, but just dealing with him on a person-to-person level, that I believe it, and I'm not expecting any friendly, warm embrace.
Yeah, I mean, he might if you talk to him about like more of his like bit roles, but I don't know. I find that most of like the higher caliber actors kind of think they're above conventions. So
I loved his small part in this one show that he'd probably laugh if he even remembered doing it.
What
it's
show?
Not that old. I can't even remember the name of it. It was on Showtime when my mom still had cable and I had her login.
We were using it.
You didn't watch it with me. I watched the entire show front to back twice, and it's about this lesbian character whose life was ruined by an SNL skit, Pat. I'm Pat.
Oh, no shit.
And she's also ironically in love with Vincent D'Onofrio. So she always would rewatch Law and Order Criminal Intent and just like heart eyes Detective Gorin. I too love Detective Gorin. So I was like, I love her. She gets me. But and
he was just a bit guy in there.
And there's like fantasy scenes where he comes in and like,
oh, so like he's not like an actual character?
But he plays himself. But it's like fantasy scenes. It's stupid. I can't even remember the name of the show. There you go. But I really enjoyed it. It's a good time.
You're up.
Oh, okay. Well, one I can actually offer opinion on. I just saw this for the first time last weekend.
Which blows my mind because I love this movie. And I find that whenever like I need a comfort movie, I always throw on like a Spielberg. Because they're just like very easy to watch, and this is no different.
It knocked my socks off.
Again,
I had it for years.
Yeah, it was just one I had on DVD forever, and was just like, I'm just gonna buy this fucking Blu-ray, man.
And I had a binder of movies from before I met Bill, like a big stuffed binder, and I just finally gotten rid of so many of them because so many of the movies we would have had so many doubles of the cases if I.
This is also funny to watch. Like in rewatching it, it was the first time I had even like watched it in at least 5 years. It makes you want to become a fraudster. Like how? Well, maybe just me. Not that I would.
You wouldn't get away with it.
No, how easily he just like starts scamming like Pan Am out of like paychecks and stuff. It's fascinating.
It was the time.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, but it's so good.
Yeah, it blew me away. I really enjoyed it. I also love true crime documentaries, as Bill knows.
And really heartfelt. Like him and Tom Hanks' Hanratty character like becoming like best buds at the end is just so nice.
Yeah.
And it almost ends exactly how you hoped it would. And like the fact that it's based, even if it's loosely on like the real Frank Abagnale story, is incredibly heartwarming. Despite how bad the shit he was doing.
According to the real Frank Abagnale, it's about 80% true,
which is
to the story,
insane.
Which is I really enjoyed it. It blew me away.
Another one only had a DVD for whatever reason. Get Off My Plane, 4K of Air Force One. I haven't watched this in years, and I'm really excited to rewatch this one because I always love like a schlocky action movie. But yeah, Harrison Ford's like the president, and they hijacked Air Force One. So much fun. Really excited to like pump on like our fucking surround sound and just like hear all that shit.
Good luck to our neighbors.
Yeah, but yeah, this one went down in price to like almost like $8 or something, which is like almost unheard of for stuff. They were doing like the 3 for $30 deal or whatever it was, but love Air Force One. So I just grabbed it while it was still cheap. Anything to get rid of like the old DVDs I have, which like she has finally come around and understood why recently, because like,
well, he's upgraded so many that now the DVDs stick out on the shelf.
They like a sore thumb. It's like, instead of being like all universal, because we do everything like alphabetical, it's just like every once in a while it's like,
yeah. And I normally don't care. I'm guilty of being that person. Like I have it in 3 different formats, but it's streaming and I don't have to get up. I'm absolutely guilty of that.
You're up. What do we got? New one? Oh, you didn't go for the same reason. Yeah. I mean, it's getting to a point where a lot of stuff is repeating, which I have no problem with because it kind of, if I do decide to go, maybe I'll get like a different poster signed by somebody or something. But a lot of times I'm just like, if I already have someone's autograph like multiple times, I'm like, dude, like I can't rationalize giving this person more money. It just seems like a waste. But still, I love the cons, man, and it's just good to be around people who are like-minded and at least fans of like the movies and stuff. Especially if you're just like shooting the shit real quick. It's just so nice to be like, oh, you're getting that sign? That's awesome. I love Savage Streets, you know, with Linda Blair. Like I was just sitting there like being like, oh my God, like anyway.
This is how I hold this.
So terrible. I think this is like kind of a pseudo prequel. I don't know if it's considered that or if it's like a sequel. Cabin Fever 3, which is Patient Zero. Sean Astin of The Goonies and Lord of the Rings, of course, is in this one. This was super cheap, and I remembered liking it for whatever reason, but after I bought this one, we rewatched it, and I was like, wow, that is terrible. There is one scene in particular where like someone's getting the flesh-eating disease, and her boyfriend like goes down on her, and his face is just covered in like blood and guts while like she's rotting away, and it's awesome and insane. But the acting in this one's terrible. But I don't know why I would think this was good back in the day.
I don't know why either. You say rewatched. Didn't you tell me we watched it together years ago?
Long time ago, yeah.
I don't remember it, and for good reason.
But yeah, it's the third of Cabin Fever, and most people don't even really like Cabin Fever, which is shocking to me. I love Cabin Fever.
I love the first one.
But yeah, I grabbed this one just because I'm a completionist, and we rewatched it, and it was not that great, but cheap enough that I didn't really care. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. All right. Next one. We haven't even watched this one yet. The Perfume of the Lady in Black. This is a Giallo film that I've heard great things about, starring the lovely Mimsy Farmer.
Mimsy.
She's been in so many awesome Giallo films. Autopsy, Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I'm waiting to watch this one until like I have plans to do like another Giallo video for the channel. And I only like doing them after they're like fresh in my mind, because I feel like I'm just like talking about nonsense if I wait too long to do the videos after I've watched it. So I just want to wait until like I have plans to do one. But I've heard great things about this, and I'm excited to check this one out. This is another one I got from Orbit DVD used. Like I keep saying, they post some gems, and this was no different. But yeah. Oh boy.
I've watched this one time.
Eli Roth's Knock Knock.
Because I got so aggravated. I don't really remember a good amount of it. I remember Keanu yelling,
"You fucked me!"
and something about a pizza.
I can't remember. It's just essentially like Keanu Reeves.
I just ordered pizza or something like that.
Keanu Reeves' family like goes away, and all of a sudden these two women show up and like kind of force their way into his house and not really seduce him into having sex with them, and then they torture him with like telling his family and shit like that. But it's like, listen, buddy, I don't care who you are. If Ana de Armas shows up and is just bare ass naked, like in the house, and it's just like, I'm going to have sex with you, I think you'd be hard up to find people who would be like, no, absolutely not.
I thought for sure she was going to blow up and we were going to see her everywhere.
She is in so much shit, though.
Nothing that anyone watches. I don't hear about.
Well, she is going to be in the new John Wick spinoff, Ballerina, ironically.
Yes, I know. I saw the posters of that, but she was also in that Marilyn Monroe movie.
Which no one really cared about.
No one liked it.
I like Knock Knock. I think it's like terrifying in like a very different like suspense thriller way. Definitely in a way that hasn't been seen often. Like imagine like your life about to go up in flames because of these women framing you into having sex with them, and
entrapment.
Then yeah.
I'll watch it again, but I think it just made me feel icky.
Oh, it does. Absolutely.
Like I felt filthy.
Yeah. But yeah, Knock Knock. This is another one I got used on Orbit, and I never had it. And I was like, I like Eli Roth. Meeting him, how much of a pleasure he was to meet and talk to. I was like, you know what? Like, I should probably have this. Whether or not I thought it was like great is another story. It's fine. Maybe if I rewatch it now, I'll think differently. But
maybe.
Yeah. All right. This one just randomly came in the mail as well. I wanted to upgrade Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle because I only had it on DVD. And ironically, this was cheaper than buying just Harold and Kumar on its own.
Well, it's probably really cheap to make those sets.
But like the thing that I get worried about when I buy these like multiple stupid sets is that they'll all be on one disc, but every single movie is on its own disc. So you have like obviously the original, the one where they go to Guantanamo Bay, which is not great, and the Christmas one, which is also not great. But you also get Beer Fest, which I always thought was pretty funny. Anyway, I loved the original Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, especially because it's supposed to take place in New Jersey. But yeah, this was like $12, whereas like the entire first film on Blu-ray alone was like $17. So it was a no-brainer. Anyway, yeah.
You're on your own with this whole thing.
Oh, you want me to handle all these?
Yeah, you gave me too many.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
shit.
I don't have anything to offer.
Yeah, so I only had Exorcist 2 The Heretic on a Snapper Case DVD, much like most of these. And the Blu-ray was super cheap. This movie sucks. It's terrible. This is another case of completionist wanting to upgrade the DVDs I already have to Blu-ray. This one is very hard to watch, not because it's gruesome, because it's just so brutally boring. I used to be possessed by a demon. Oh, it's okay. He's gone now. Ugh. I love Linda Blair.
I want Tim Robinson to do an impression of that.
Love the original Exorcist. I really love Exorcist 3 as well. But I just wanted to upgrade this one, so I did. I cannot recommend it at all because it's kind of brutally bad. But if you want to see everything, you have to see part 2. And yesterday, like I was just saying, Tunes near us put a huge amount of movies up that they got used. And I never had the prequels, which if you know anything about Exorcist the Beginning and Dominion, these are essentially the same exact movie, but reworked by different directors. I haven't seen these since the theater. I remembered liking Dominion more. This one was reworked by Rennie Harlan, who did some of the Nightmare movies, Deep Blue Sea, and did that terrible Strangers remake like last year. But this was the original movie they had planned, Exorcist the Beginning, and after the studio saw it, they were just like, yikes, like, we need more. So they did this one, and they both ended up bombing at the box office, which should be a lesson to Blumhouse after they tried to do The Beginning or Believer or whatever 2 years ago, and that bombed as well. Dude, The Exorcist is all we needed. But anyway, completionist. These were literally $2, and I was like, you know what? I owe them a rewatch. Might as well grab them. So why not? But that's it. That's everything I bought recently. Seems like a lot.
That's it. Yeah, I'm looking at the sack next to you. And
I guess it is a lot. But I mean, for the price I was getting everything, it kind of wasn't. But anyway, we also got, if you watched our video of Chiller Theater, I got The Eyes of Laura Mars, which after we watched it, awesome. Cannot recommend that enough.
Loved it.
Tommy Lee Jones, Faye Dunaway, kind of Giallo-esque, very murder thriller. And what else did I get? Oh, Flesh Eater from Vinegar Syndrome. Essentially a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, but like extra super doopy, dude. Super duper schlocky cheesy. The special effects were awesome, but the movie itself is just so wildly unnecessary.
Super doopy.
Yeah, what else has been going on? We did finally watch Companion. I don't know if we talked about that last live.
I don't. Last live?
The last live we did, or
no,
is that long enough?
We've watched We watched Companion like a week or two ago.
But I liked Companion.
I loved Companion. I thought it was great. It's a very good for her movie. If you haven't seen it, we won't.
What's that girl's name? Sophie
Turner?
Thatcher. Yeah, but she's like essentially become like a new age like scream queen of sorts. Jack Quaid. She essentially plays like a Megan-esque like robot that like is your companion. My biggest complaint with the movie was that like she's a robot because of the trailers. I think the movie would have been way more impactful if you didn't know that.
Yeah. Because
this whole time I knew she was. So like that needle drop of finding out she is a robot in the movie wasn't that crazy. We already know.
Carry on.
But I guess like the other like guy character who was like the other one's gay lover was kind of impactful.
Maybe someone else watching hasn't seen it.
True. So. But anyway. Yeah, see, it was certainly a lot better than I thought. I was expecting it to be just like a ripoff of Megan or something again, but I was happily surprised. It was definitely different.
I liked it way more than Megan, and we did our entire first video on here on Megan.
Yeah.
So, and we learned.
I did like that it was like kind of gruesome in a weird way and very funny, like very on the nose with some of the jokes, especially like the way she was acting when like Jack Quaid was like having sex with her at that one moment. You're just like, what the fuck is this, man? But it was great. Loved it. And we actually just got done watching Hard Eyes, which we didn't go to see in the theaters.
We just finished it an hour ago.
I can't believe people didn't really care for Hard Eyes. I thought it was exactly as advertised. It felt right at home in like the world of like post-Scream slashers. You know, it was just like, it felt like a early 2000s slasher movie. Even though the killer's mask is kind of corny, it's supposed to be like the heart eyes emoji. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was fun.
It melded like the rom-com with slasher kind of perfectly. And I think that was everyone's biggest complaint, that they leaned too heavy into the rom-com side of things. But like, dude, if you go back and rewatch like Urban Legend or Valentine, that shit's very heavy-handed with all that like rom-com element as well. This one just like was in your face about it. I thought it was fine. And Mason Gooding from the Scream 5 and 6 or whatever was great in it. It was funny seeing Devon Sawa pop up in another movie, and Jordana Brewster of all people.
That was definitely for us.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's like shit, Faculty and Fast and the Furious. Even though they did make a Fast and the Furious joke in it, which I thought was funny because she is...
No, but what was the joke?
Well, when they first show up to interview Mason Gooding, they make their names are Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, you know, I heard that, and then I was like, I know that's a reference to some, like a duo.
Fast and Furious spinoff, yeah. Which
Got
I thought was very funny, very self-aware. But yeah, the kills are kind of cool, even though they're kind of CGI. I think the only thing I didn't like was that the reveal was kind of whatever, but I was happy it wasn't like anyone you expected. I won't spoil it or anything like that.
It's on Netflix, by the way.
Yeah, which is how we finally watched it. I wasn't going to like pull the trigger on like buying that one blind because I saw way too many people didn't like it. Like a lot of people I kind of trust their opinions, at least to some degree, were like, I hated it. And I was like, whoa, I'm probably going to hate this too.
I get that it's just a lot of people, I think, are just feeling the fatigue of this variation of horror movies, which is just more of the same. While it's
this felt
presenting,
kind of fresh.
but it's presenting itself as fresh, but it's still just more of the same. But it's in this algorithm of themes of movies.
I mean, slasher movies are exactly what you sign up for, and this was that.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I think the element of it being very set in like this, like people falling in love with each other, I thought it worked fine. But I understand why people wouldn't like it. But it certainly wasn't as heavy-handed as a lot of reviews I watched, even on this or like read on what's it called, Letterboxd. Were I don't know. I liked it. Have not. Everyone keeps asking. We have not seen Sinners yet. I've heard nothing but good things. That's another one. It's like at this point, I think we're just going to wait for it to hit streaming. But I'm sure it's great. I've heard nothing but good things. It seems cool.
Its theater time keeps getting extended, so we might be waiting a while, but I'm not.
Our thing with like the theaters is like, as much as I'd love to go see every new horror movie that's coming out, is like, I think you're aware, we live in Jersey City, and like the closest theater for us not to drive to, not that I have a problem with driving to the theater, it's just like convenient, is in a mall.
And there's been a lot of issues with it from everything I've been seeing on Reddit.
It's just like, because it's attached to the mall, is we get a lot of like kids that are going in there that like are literally just in there passing time. So like they are ruining the experience for us. Is like the phones are out, they're loud, they're talking, they're literally just there passing time. Whereas like if it was like a standalone theater, it'd be much better. Because,
but even in the standalone theater, A, we have to drive to it. B, you're not guaranteed to not have that same kind of experience.
That's true, but we have had better luck at like going to the one in Secaucus than we have like at the one in Newport. But that's why we don't really go see everything in the theaters. It has to be something like I'm like dying for, which after hearing all this shit about Sinners is I'm like almost like angry that we haven't seen it yet. But like at this point, like I think I'm just gonna wait and just be mad at myself when I'm like, fuck, I should have saw it at the theater, but that's okay. Favorite VHS movie in the franchise?
I think mine would be one.
You love I Like You.
I love Siren. I love Siren.
I love the first one. My favorite's part 2, man.
I remember really enjoying part 2, but I don't remember the segments as clearly as I remember part 1. But I also just watched part 1 a year or so ago. I
like part 2 the best. I think it's the most like well done, and I like every single story in it. There's that one where like the guy on a mountain bike gets bit by a zombie and he's walking around, and then that last one with the cult, that like Asian one, holy shit, that one is brutal and awesome. Like I almost wish that was like a whole movie in and of itself. And there's also the one that got turned into a movie from the guy who did Hobo with a Shotgun. He made Kids vs. Aliens. There's that one where like the kids are getting abducted by aliens. Oh man, that one's awesome too. And Kids vs. Aliens is actually pretty good too.
Got to rewatch part 2 soon. Yeah. I haven't seen it in years now, but I loved the first 2 so much. So then when they kept coming out, I would be excited, and I very quickly learned to not.
I was so looking forward to the VHS Viral, because it was the first one that kind of dealt with viral, like the internet in a way. And I was like, holy shit, this could go so many ways. And then when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, I was so disappointed that it kind of soured me moving forwards. Like I've liked a couple of the newer ones, but yeah, part 2, bar none, for me is the best. And I really like the first one, of course, as well. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a mall, so it's mostly kids going into the theater just wasting time. It sucks. Oh, what up, Garrett? Thanks for popping in. Hope you're well too, man. Happy Mother's Day to your lady. Yeah, but that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, even though it is kind of a holiday. We had a shit ton of movies that we bought over the past like month or so. Yeah, I bought, sorry. But thank you for tuning into just like a silly haul video and just shooting the shit, even though it's a holiday. We appreciate you guys. We hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, great rest of your Mother's Day if you're a mother, or wishing your moms happy Mother's Day. And yeah, coming up, I feel like the next video, I don't have any plans to like film and edit anything this week.
It'll probably just be convention video at the most.
Yeah, I think the next video will definitely be just like a NJ HorrorCon where I'm...
The Atlantic City edition.
Yeah, where I finally finished getting my machete signed by the last person I need to sign it, and it'll be signed by every single actor and actress.
And if anyone's going, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Reach out to us on Instagram. All the links and shit like that are in our channel description, in this video description. Reach out on whatever. We will love to say hello. Like Johnny, we will definitely say hello if we see you, man. So thank you for tuning in. Did we see and like The Green Inferno?
Yeah, we actually went to see it in theaters.
Yeah, I was waiting years for that.
Was still open in Hoboken. Yeah. And a big Peruvian family came in and sat down, and I was like, this isn't going to go well, because it was advertised as being entirely filmed in Peru.
Yeah.
And yeah, when they ripped the guy's leg off, the entire family just started shoving all their kids out of the theater.
Yeah, that one's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No.
But I love Cannibal Holocaust.
It felt like a modernized Cannibal
That's
Holocaust.
exactly what it was. Yeah. I mean, the movie itself is called The Green Inferno, which is what the jungle was called in Cannibal Holocaust.
Ode to...
Yeah. I thought it was fine. I think because it was kind of shelved for almost 2 years, the hype was just so high that no matter what, I was going to be kind of let down, which I was. It was too funny.
I saw it. We saw it. We've seen it multiple times, of course.
Like the guy like whacking it and
yeah, but in theaters, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
We watched it a couple of times since we've
gotten it. It's not one of my favorites.
I don't feel the need to go back to it a lot.
I prefer the schlocky, like Cannibal Ferox, Cannibal Holocaust, which I know people don't like those. They're hard to watch for some people. I prefer that because to me, it seems easier to watch when it's like, you know, the red painty blood and shit like that. But yeah, I like Green Inferno. Thanks, Garrett. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in live. I'm going to finish making us meatloaf. But we love you all. We'll definitely see you soon. Reach out to us, like we said.
Yeah, let us know. And if you don't reach out and just see us at HorrorCon, even
Just say hello.
Yeah.
We love to shoot the shit. We've met like so many people already from this YouTube, which is crazy because we do, like we always say, we do this for fun. So it's great that people are watching, even though it's literally just us being like, we like movies. But we love you all. Like we always say, what's our sign off? Yeah, see you Saturday, Johnny. The horrors persist.
That's how do we.
That's new for me. I don't know.
Oh God. But yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for watching. And great to see you, Swole Monster. I'm sure we'll see you on Instagram and stuff like that. And yeah, hope you have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Adios, gang.